Now, if you see, we roughly have about 6 months in hand, right? So here, so the scholarship test you can avail right now as well, today also, right? Now coming to the preparation strategy, I will answer all your queries towards the end. Okay, Vijay? Yes, put your queries in the chat box. Fine. Yes, now coming to the preparation strategy, we roughly have around 6 months in hand. We know the common part, it consists of 60 marks. The part B1 or B2 is of 25 marks. So practically, if you see, can we cover up what has more weightage first, right? So in these 2 months of August and September, can I cover up your common part A? Okay, again, this is enough time for common section because primarily the syllabus is less as compared to B1 or B2 for common section. So 2 months are enough, okay? And because it has more weightage, we will cover it first. In the next 2 months, October and November, can we focus on the rest of the part, that is B1 or B2? Now, because it is vast syllabus and has less weightage, but because of the vastness of that syllabus, we would require roughly 2 months for the same. Then by December, we need to now start focusing on your previous year questions, full length, okay? Plus mock tests, full length. Again, whatever weak areas are there, focus on those. Now, again, how do I identify the weak areas? So when you are preparing for your part A and part B, okay, subject-wise tests you should appear in this period between August to November. Finish a subject-wise test. Over there, you will definitely realize, okay, I'm not good at this, I'm very good at this subject, whatever. So that is going to give you an idea about your weakness and strength. And one, at least one revision in December. Coming to January, 2 to 3 revisions. Now, because you've already revised it once, in January it should not take long for you to revise it again. Now, here the full length mock tests, this shall increase. The frequency of these mock tests shall increase. Plus, looking at various formulas, facts, okay, all of that should be focused upon. Your speed in the examination, the accuracy, exam strategy, all of that should be looked at. Another important thing, when you are preparing in these 4 months from August to November, part A and part B1, B2, 60% of your focus shall be on the core or technical subjects. In addition to that, 20% you should also focus on subject-wise PYQs. Previous year questions subject-wise. 10% of your time for aptitude. Trust me, aptitude is very, very scoring. And another 10% for numericals and revision. Like I had mentioned earlier, your housing, your structures has a lot of numericals. right? So that is how your time here should be divided. You just should not continuously keep on reading. You should also solve the questions that are there. By November, you should be completely done with your syllabus. Okay. Now, let us look at it subject wise also in detail. One interesting fact, or one important thing rather, I would like to tell you here is when you are completing your common part A, cover climatology and environmentally responsive design, computer applications from section B1, and planning history and theory techniques from part B2 along with common section A, because you will find questions from here being asked here as well. And that has been happening in the previous years also. Okay. Now again, if you look at it, you have town planning. So this planning history part also you cover in common section A itself. You might decide whatever you want to give, whichever part you want to appear for, that is a different thing. But trust me, cover these topics also while in your common section A itself. Don't skip them. So if you decide that, okay, I want to go ahead with part B1 of architecture, still cover this part of planning history from B2 section. Okay. So now let us take a look. How do we divide our time? How do we divide our days? So 2 weeks roughly for architectural design and graphics. Now this is again designed considering that weekdays you give 3 to 4 hours and weekends you at least give 5 hours or 5 to 6 hours to the preparation. So 2 weeks for your design and graphics, 2 weeks for environmental planning landscape, plus cover this environmental design, environmentally responsive design, climatology here as well. Okay. What do we do on the weekends is we revise what we have looked at in the previous week plus the subject wise PYQ for that particular topic. Okay. Then another 7-8 days in September for urban design conservation, another 5-6 days for housing real estate, and another 5-6 days for town planning and planning history and theory. Okay, so these two club together, you finish it in a week's time. And another 5-6 days for computer application. And similarly, your weekends for revision. And suppose, again, if let's say I had decided to cover a certain topic, okay, from housing and I could not finish it that day, leave it, move ahead, utilize this Saturday, Sunday to finish that leftover topic as well, so that you don't lag behind. Okay. By the end of September, we have completed common section A and 3 topics from B1 and B2. Coming to October now, we are left with a few topics from architecture and planning section. So let us take a look at it one by one. So 2 weeks roughly for history of architecture. Let's finish it first because the syllabus is vast and very theoretical. Now again, why 2 weeks would be enough? Because this is something we've already studied for 5 years, right? So it's more of a revision for you. 2 weeks for building construction. Now this happens for part A. Suppose if you are interested in appearing for part B, What do we do? Instead of history, you go for planning policy for 2 weeks. Because again, it's vast. Planning policy, if you see, is vast. And instead of building construction, you can go for land use, urban land use, and transportation syllabus for 2 weeks. Because transportation also, trust me, you have numericals coming from here. Okay. So either or whatever you might prefer to appear for. Again, in November, 1 week for structures, 1 week for building services, 1 week for project management, because again here project management, it is going to be more numericals, and one professional practice 1 week. And if I look at planning, then around 6 to 7 days for infrastructure services, another 5 6 days for data analysis, remote sensing, and another 7 8 days for project implementation and planning and financing. So by the end of November, you have covered your section B1 or B2 as well in detail, because these are vast. The syllabus for these is vast. Okay, we need to give good enough time also. Now coming to December, what do we do in December? In December, primarily, okay, if you see at least the past 10 to 12 years of previous year questions, full length. Now here earlier till December, till November, we were solving subject wise previous year questions and normal subject wise tests. Now here your focus should shift on the full length previous year questions. So in 1 week, okay, in 1 week you should be able to finish 2 PYQs plus one full length mock test. Now, how do you even study this, or how do you even, prepare, go through the PYQs or the mock test? First of all, solve the entire paper. After that, cross-check your answers. You will realize, okay, I've gone wrong in this topic, this particular subject, whatever it may be. What you need to do is make a note of it somewhere in your book, make a separate book for it, note down all the points where you've gone wrong in the previous year questions plus the full length mock test. Okay, note them down somewhere, go back, and if again, let's say time and again you've done this for week 1, you do that for the second week as well, third week. Now by the third week you might realize that okay, every time I am going wrong in this particular question of temple architecture only, for example. Okay. That means if you are repeatedly going wrong in one particular topic, that means the fundamental or the basic concepts here are not clear. Go back, study those, and prepare better for that. Okay. Get that conceptual clarity. So here, this is what I meant by the weak area improvement as well. And in January, again, 2 to 3 rounds full of revision is what are expected. Revision of all your handmade notes plus the PYQs that we solved earlier plus the full length mocks also. Revise them again. And here now you can increase the frequency of your mock tests. So earlier we were giving only one full length mock test. Now here you can increase the frequency to 2 or 3 per week. Okay. So that is how we need to prepare or go through for our entire 6 months. This is your strategy. Again, you can shuffle it and you can, reshuffle it as per your strength weaknesses. This is just an idea because a lot of students were worried that, okay, the syllabus has changed. What do I do? How do I do that? Etc. So I hope you've got some clarity with today's session. So yes, in case if you have any doubts, any queries, you all may please ask.